we are going to look at the 8 prayer watches in the day. 8 prayer watches. Every day we have 24 hours, and these 24 hours have been divided into 8 prayer watches, and the and each every watch have or has 20 has 3 hours. I said there are 8 prayer watches for the whole of the 24 hours, and each watch has 3 hours. And the 8 watches have also been divided into two: 4 watches by night and 4 watches by day. So we have 4 watches, 4 prayer watches in the day and 4 prayer watches in the night. So we are going to look at how they are in Israel's time. If you remember, they used to call them watches. Let us read this place so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Exodus 14, 24. Let us read there so that you understand what I am trying to say. A watch is not the same thing as an hour, and it is not this. It's not the same thing as an hour. So let us read Exodus 14, verses number 24. It reads this way: during the last watch of the night. Did you hear? The last watch. So the last watch is not the same as hour. So we have last hour and we have last watch. So a watch has 3 hours. So the Bible says, well, during the last watch of the night, good, the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and clouds at the Egyptian army and threw it into confusion. So when did he look down? The last hour of the night. So we are going to look at them. We are going to look at the first hour, the first watch, from when to when, second watch, third watch, to the fourth watch of the day, and we also go to the 4 watches of the night. Good. So let us start with the 4 watches of the day. The 4 watches of the day. If you remember, I said Israel, their day, the other time. If you haven't listened to it, you can go and listen to that one, the Passion Week of Jesus Christ, the Passion Week, the last week of Jesus Christ before he was crucified. I'm not talking of before he was ascended. I'm talking of crucifixion. We call it the Passion Week. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen. You realize that I said, as today, if we are, let's assume that today is Friday, Thursday. Today is Thursday, and maybe if the time now is let's say 4 o'clock. So today is Thursday, 4 o'clock. Now our calendar, in our modern calendar, this the Gregorian calendar that we are using, for us to start the next day, that will be Friday. It means we have to reach let's say 12 midnight. So when we get to 12 midnight, that is where you say, okay, Friday has started. So our Friday will start in the 12 midnight. But in Israel, it wasn't like that. As they are on Thursday now, and we said it is 4 o'clock p.m. When it get to 6 o'clock p.m., their Friday starts. So their Friday will start today 6 o'clock p.m. and end the following day 6 o'clock p.m. But we rather start 12 midnight and close the following day around 12. So it is different. So we are going to look at the first watch and what were the hours that were in the first watch, and then we'll move to the second watch of the day. Good. So let's look at the first watches of the night before we move to the 4 watches. Sorry, we are going to look at the 4 watches of the day before we move to the 4 watches of the night. Good. So let's look at them. First prayer watch. We are looking at the day first. Good. It starts from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So 6 to 7 is 1 hour. 6 to 7 is 1 hour. 7 to 8 is 2 hours. And then 8 to 9, 3 hours. Have you seen? So that is 3 hours in a watch. So that is first prayer watch in the day. So if I say prayer watch, I'm not talking of 1 hour. So if I mention a watch, I mean 3 hours. So you have to look at which watch. So if I say, okay, let us meet, we want to have a meeting during the first watch of the day. So you should know the time that I'm talking about. So if I say I want us to meet the third watch of the day, you should know the time that I'm talking, the time period. I want us to use, let's say I want us to use the first watch and meet. So you should know the time period. That is what I want you to know. The time period that I want us to spend. So that time period is always 3 hours per each watch. So the first watch of the day is 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. of the day. Good. The second prayer watch is 9 a.m. to 12 noon. The same 3 hours. I said every watch has 3 hours. So the second prayer watch of the day, or the second watch of the day, is 9 a.m. to 12 noon. 9 a.m. to 12 noon. If you remember Habakkuk, when Habakkuk was to pray, Habakkuk 2 verses 2, he said, I will stand upon my watch. Meaning Habakkuk was to pray for 3 hours, standing on your watch. That is what we call it prayer hours, meaning if you want to pray and you choose one prayer watch, then you stand on that watch. And every day you always stand on that watch. As Habakkuk said, what? I will stand on my watch. It means Habakkuk was having a watch standing on. So the watch there are 3 hours. It's not just a particular 1 hour. Good. Third, let's go to third watch of the day. Third watch of the day start from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Third watch of the day, 12 noon to 3 p.m. Last watch, that is the fourth watch of the day, it starts from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you have to know, if I say, okay, let us meet, we want to use the last watch of the day, of the fourth watch of the day, and have a meeting, or have a let's say a prayer meeting. You shouldn't be asking, what is the fourth watch? What is fourth watch? So you should know that the fourth watch is what? Between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. That is the day. I'm talking of the last watch of the day. The fourth watch of the day. So the first watch start from what? 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Second, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Third, 12 noon to 3 p.m. And then fourth, 3 p.m. to 6. So we have ended the day. We have ended the day. Good. Now let's look at the 4 watches of the night. We're also going to look at 4 watches of the night. So if you look at the 4 watches of the night, immediately the fourth watch of the day ended. It is the beginning of the first watch of the night. So you can make it as, let's say, the fifth watch. So that is the fifth watch. I said there are 8. So the fifth watch is the same thing as the first watch of the night. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. The fifth watch is the same thing as the first watch of the night, because we said the first 4 are of the day. So since we have ended the first 4 watches, it means we have ended the day. So if you go to watch 5th, the watch 5th is now the beginning of the 9 watches. So watch 5 is what? The first watch of the night. Watch 6 is the second watch of the night. Watch 7 is the third watch of the night. Watch 8 is the fourth watch of the night. That is what I want you to know before we continue. Good. So the fifth watch will now start from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That is the ninth. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Watch 7, that is the second watch of the night. That one also start from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Seventh watch, that is the same thing as the third watch of the night. It will start from 12 midnight to 3 a.m. 12 midnight to 3 a.m. Good. The eighth watch, that is the same as the fourth watch of the night. That one will also start from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. So these are the 8 watches that we have. So if you want to choose a watch to stand, you can choose and then stand. And if you look at all the watches, we won't do it. We won't do it today. Jesus and the Father God Himself, they have specific work that they do using all these watches. So we'll look at them. At this watch, what do they do? At this watch, what do they do? So all the prayer watches, what are we supposed to be doing for all those watches? What do they do? Their implications, what do they do? Okay, now I think we should also look at the hours. If they say the first hour, the second hour, the third hour, the fourth hour, what do they mean? So which of them is the first hour? If you read Acts chapter 3. Let us read Acts chapter number 3, verses 1. Acts chapter 3, verses 1. I read, Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being the ninth hour. Being the ninth hour. So we have finished with watches. We are now coming to hours. So which of them is the first hour? Which of them is the ninth hour? So if they say ninth hour, how will you calculate and know the ninth hour? So if I come and tell you, okay, let us meet in a church at the ninth hour. I'm not talking of our time. If it is our time, you will say, okay, the ninth hour, I think the first hour will be, let's say, 12. You start from 12 midnight. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I say ninth hour in our calendar, you will say, okay, then it is 9 a.m. You will say that 9 a.m. our calendar. You say it is 9 a.m. But that's not it. In the Bible calendar, what the Bible language there is not 9 a.m. Good. So let us look at the first watch, so that when you are reading the Bible and they say first watch, second watch, third watch, fourth watch, what first hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, you should know which of them. You should know the sixth hour, the fifth hour, the seventh hour, and the first hour. Good. Let us look at the first hour of the day first. So when we say the first hour of the day, what hour are we talking about? So that if I say we are going to meet at the first hour of the day, you should know the time that we are talking about. So if you remember, I said the first watch of the day began from where? 6 to 9. That's the watch. And I said every watch has 3 hours. So when we come to the first hour, then the first hour is from 6 to 7 a.m. That is the first hour. So the first hour is 6 to 7 a.m. Second hour, 7 to 8 a.m. I'm talking of the day, because the watch, we said the watch start from 6 to 9. That is the first watch of the day. So the first hour also start from 6 to 7 a.m. That is 1 hour. And then second hour, 7 to 8 a.m. Third hour, 8 to 9 a.m. Fourth hour. So you are calculating like that until you get the 12th hour. So when they say the 12th hour of the day, what we are talking about is we are talking about 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is the 12th hour of the day. So if the Bible talks about 12th hour of the day, that is 12. So that is 6 o'clock p.m. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say. Let me go back again. I said when we talk about watches, the first watch of the day, we said the first watch of the day starts from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That is the first watch. And every watch has 3 hours. So because that one is the first watch, definitely the first hour must also come from the first watch. So the first hour is also 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. because I said an hour just exactly 60 minutes. So 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is 60 minutes. That is the first hour of the day. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. That is the first hour of the day. Good. So if you know that the first hour of the day is 7, the second hour is 8, the third hour is 9, the fourth hour 10 a.m., the fifth hour 11 a.m., the sixth hour 12 noon, the seventh hour 1 p.m., the eighth hour 2 p.m., the ninth hour 3 p.m., the 10th hour 4 p.m., the 11th hour 5 p.m., the 12th hour 6 p.m. of the day. We're talking of the day. So that is the day. So if you also come to the night, it's the same. It's just opposite. It's just opposite. Just change the a.m. Just where they started with the a.m. Just put them p.m. and where they start with the p.m. change them to a.m. That is all. So if you come, we also look at what do we say? We said the first watch of the night also start from where? 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you still remember, the first watch of the night consists of 3 hours, starting from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The first watch of the night. Good. So if the first watch starts from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., definitely the first hour will also come from the first watch. So that one also goes this way. So the first hour of the night is 6 to 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. is the first watch of the night. So the first watch of the night is 7. The second watch is 8 p.m. The third watch 9 p.m. The fourth watch 10 p.m. The fifth watch 11 p.m. The sixth watch 12 midnight. The seventh watch 1 p.m. The eighth watch 2 p.m. The ninth watch, sorry, 1 a.m. and then 2 a.m. I'm just mixing them. So since we got to 12 midnight, we are now going to a.m. So the eighth watch, sorry, the seventh watch is 1 a.m. The eighth watch 2 a.m. The ninth watch 3 a.m. The 10th watch 4 a.m. The 11th watch 5 a.m. and then the 12th watch 6 a.m. And that is the uh, 12 watches, sorry, the 12 hours of the day. So you should know if the Bible says that. So if you now look at the Acts, what did the Acts say? The Acts said what? They went there at the ninth hour. So now, if you know that they went there at the ninth hour, now calculate an hour modern time. What will now be the time? So calculate from starting from 7, and you calculate, you start counting up to 9 hours. Where will it fall? So you start from, let's say, so 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take it this way. So if 7 is 1, 8, 2, 9, 3, 10, 4, and then 11, 5, 6, 12, 7, 1, 8, 2, 9, 3. So you should see this. You should see that the ninth hour corresponds to our 3 p.m. So you just make it like that. So if the Bible use an hour, then you should be able to calculate it and know our modern time. So the ninth hour there, our modern time is 7. Sorry, the first hour, our modern time is 7 o'clock. The second hour, our modern time is 8 o'clock a.m. So I think that is all about the 8 watches. Whether you can call them prayer watches or watches. If you haven't understand anything, you can put it at the comment section so that I will try to explain it more. Or maybe if any clarification or any comment, you can comment and put it there. May God